a pleasant day everyone. So come with us as we introduce the one of the major IP groups here in the Philippines, which is Mangyan. So Mangyan is an umbrella term that refers to several indigenous communities on the island of Mindoro, located din siya sa southwest of Luzon, and in some part makikita natin siya sa Romblon, sa Luzon, and nakascatter din siya in some areas of Visayas as well as Palawan. But primarily, Mangyan can be found in Mindoro. This is the main island where the 8 distinct Mangyan ethno-linguistic groups reside. So what are these 8 ethno-linguistic? First, we have Iraya, primarily found in the northern part of Mindoro. The Alangan, located naman siya sa Alangan River area between siya ng Oriental and Occidental Mindoro. And then we have Hananuo na nag-reside naman sa southern part ng Oriental Mindoro. And then Ratagnon, ang inoccupy naman niya ay southern tip of Mindoro. Then Tadyawan, ini-inhabit naman niya ang east and northeastern parts of Mindoro. And then we have the Buhid, found in the interior forest just north of the Hananuo. Same with Tao Buid or the Batangan, and then Bangon, since they are located in the interior forest north of the Buhid. Geographic location ng Mangyan is, it is located or situated sa Mindoro Island, na kinikilala natin as the 7th largest island here in the Philippines, covering an area of approximately 10,571 square kilometers. Well, it is strategically located between Luzon and Palawan, make it accessible by various transportation options. So the island is divided into 2 provinces, the Occidental Mindoro and the Oriental Mindoro, which offers great attractions and experiences. So, Mangyan communities or the Mangyan villages are typically small clusters of single-family houses. Usually, nakalocate sila sa mountain slopes near streams. And then yung settlements naman often comprise with 5 to 12 dwellings and may be named after the community's eldest member. So, generally, mga Mangyan ang ino-occupy nila is highland and foothill areas of both Oriental Mindoro and Occidental Mindoro. Mostly sila nakatira sa mountainous area. So next,
Hi, I'm Grace, and next is I'll be discussing about the languages of the Mangyan people and their culture. Mangyan is a collective term for 8 indigenous groups in Mindoro. The Iraya, Alangan, Batangan, Tadyawan, Buhid, Tao Buhid, Hanunoo, and Ratagnon. And each group, they have their own language, although their language are mutually unintelligible o hindi nagkakaintindihan. Kasi katulad na lang sa Iraya, which is spoken in northern Mindoro, while the Alangan naman is in central Mindoro. And for their writing systems, Hanunoo and Buhid script, it is a pre-Hispanic syllabic writing system. They used to write poems on bamboo gamit ang kutsilyo. And sa literary traditions naman nila is meron silang ambahan poetry or the Hanunoo Mangyan na ginagamit nila for courtship, teaching, and sharing wisdom, while the Urukay poetry naman is ginagamit naman nila more on musical and use in celebration. And sa culture naman ng mga Mangyan, their way of life is they practice subsistence farming, o nagtatanim sila ng rice, corn, root crops, and minsan nagre-rely sila sa pag-hunt, gather, and fishing. And yung religious belief nila is animistic worldview. O naniniwala sila sa spirits and nature, tulad ng trees, rivers, and mountains. And mostly, they live in remote mountains in Mindoro. And sa literature naman nila, meron silang patingmahon or gidaw, ambahan or local poetry, tutulanon or folk narrative. And for arts and crafts naman, they do weaving and basketry, textiles, bamboo carvings, and some musical instruments naman, which is ginawa nila on their own is the gitara, gitgit, lantoy, and kudlong. And for clothing and unique characteristics and practice naman, sample of their clothing is a Tay Mangyan of Hanunoo. And they use a pre-colonial systems of writing known as the Mangyan scripts or the Surat Mangyan. That's all.
Okay, so the next topic is what makes Mangyan unique or stood out among the other indigenous group people here in the Philippines. So, according sa blog na nabasa ko, one of the main reasons what makes Mangyan stood out among the other indigenous group people is because of their ancient writing script, Bahan's poetry, Pakuda's symbol, unique attire, music, peaceful worldview, and their diverse tribes. And sa mga tribes na to is they have still active council which makes them organized. Kung kahit naman dun sa blog na nabasa ko, masasabi o maituturing raw na pinakang organized indigenous group people ang Mangyan because they are very strict when it comes sa mga taong pumapasok sa kanilang community. And hindi lang dito pinapakita ng Mangyan indigenous group people yung rich sa kanilang culture, kundi yung pagiging well-organized. Dahil dito sa Mangyan indigenous group people na to is sinasabi na meron silang formal bylaws. So dito sa formal bylaws nila is nandito nakalagay yung mga specific rules pagdating sa kanilang indigenous group, and also pati na rin yung mga penalties or yung mga kaparusahan sa mga crimes na kanilang ginawa. And I think this is one of the main reason kung bakit unique ang Mangyan group, because they are very well organized pagdating sa pamumuno ng kanilang mga groups. And also one of the main reason what makes Mangyan unique is because they have peaceful worldview, kung saan sinasabi dun sa blog na nabasa ko na ginawa nitong si Jacob Maens na sa Mangyan indigenous group people raw is hindi sila naniniwala o wala silang word na war, kasi nga they believe na balance or peaceful lang ang mundo, kailangan balance or peaceful ang mundo and mayroon harmony. Kung kahit naman itong mga Mangyan group people is hindi sila or hindi nila kinikilala ang salitang war, dahil para sa kanila tanging kapayapaan lamang ang magbibigay ng kasiyahan sa bawat isa. And I think that is the main reason what makes Mangyan stood out among the other indigenous group people here in the Philippines. Thank you.
Let's move on with the challenges and issues the Mangyan people are currently facing. First of all, we have the extreme poverty and marginalization. When we say marginalization kasi, or they are marginalized, this means that they are considered as less significant or less important people, dahil marami nga sa mga Mangyan, they are illiterate. Dahil hirap sila when it comes to access to education, which also leads to poverty. Second is the ancestral land displacement and legal vulnerabilities. This means that they are being displaced from their ancestral lands dahil karamihan din sa mga Mangyan people, they do not have legal land documents, legal land titles. Kaya ang nangyayari, their land is being sold out or legally granted sa mga outsiders, like sa mga mining companies, sa mga logging businesses, even sa mga lowland farmers. Kaya napipilitan sila na lumipat ng place para manirahan or makasurvive. Educational barriers and cultural discrimination. We mentioned earlier na hirap nga sila when it comes to access to education. The fact na they are living up in the mountains, malayo sila from the society, they are walking very far just to reach the nearest school. And sa school, minsan they are experiencing discrimination. Niloloko sila for wearing traditional clothes or even for speaking their traditional language. Fourth is child marriage amid poverty. Nangyayari naman to sa mga alangan Mangyan groups. Yung Mangyan kasi is just a collective term sa mga indigenous groups living in Mindoro. May mga subgroups pa siya. Isa na dito yung mga alangan Mangyan. And dito nangyayari yung child marriage. There are parents na pinapakasan nila yung mga anak nila at a very young age. Sometimes as young as 10 years old pinapakasalan kasi they believe na this will give their child a better life and also lessen the burden of their family. And mirror lang siya na sobrang nakaka-affect talaga yung poverty, not just in their everyday life but also sa tradition nila and sa life and sa future ng life ng children nila. So yeah, overall and basically the Mangyans are still dealing sa poverty, may land issues, education, and also sa iba pang services that they are lacking. That's all.
And that concludes our presentation. And we name our group as Dayo since it means dignity, wherein in most of the tribes they use it to honor their groups. And that would be all. Thank you.